Okay, welcome back. So we are talking about sugar, spice, and everything. What the fuck with the holiday season? So we figured that we talked a little bit briefly about the holidays, but we figured we'd put a little bit more of it in
So
here.
according to you, holiday starts in October.
Yes.
After Halloween.
Yep, that's what I said on the last one.
According to me, holiday starts Thanksgiving. That's when do you put up your tree? Do you put up a tree?
Yes.
When does that go up?
Thanksgiving weekend.
Uh-huh. So is that not a true testament of when holiday starts?
Except for last year, because we were going to be gone. My husband's like, he came and he's like, it was like November 15th or something. He's like, do you want to put up the tree? Because we're going to be gone over Thanksgiving weekend. I was like, yes. Can we do it? Can we do it now? And so it was the greatest thing ever because we had our tree up for so long.
So do you guys have moms that are like this? My mom's like this. She's like, not that she sounds like that, but I just, this year, I don't think I'm going to put up a tree. I'm like, why? I'm like, you have to. Every year you have to put up a tree. And she does like this whole thing with the village. She has like this ginormous village and she has spent thousands of dollars throughout the years of these actually awesome villages that she makes. And she has my dad make villages out of like styrofoam covered in like snow. I'm talking legitimate, the whole
Like, are they like houses or?
houses, little people, carolers, little dogs. There's snow. We had a tree.
Does your mom live close by?
No, she lives in San Fernando. Like
She's got to send a video because I do something with they're my grandmothers. So when she died, I was like, that's the only thing I want. I want her little Christmas. So I have 6 Thomas Kincaid houses. So I just put them out. But I'm like envisioning like seeing this whole thing.
At one point in our house, this is back when we lived in Las Vegas, we had 12 Christmas trees in our house.
Oh my
12.
gosh.
My mom's psychotic.
Are they real trees or fake trees?
No, fake trees.
Okay.
So we didn't grow up with real trees because my mom wants a tree to spin. So she does like the spin thing. So it spins and there's carolers and like lights. And it's like, oh my God. It's like, why go down, when you get in the car and you go down this parade of something, literally you could just stop by my mom's house. So she says, I don't think I'm going to put up a tree this year. And I'm like, okay, well, why not? She goes, well, I don't know. Everyone's just like, your sister lives in this city, your sister lives in that city, and you guys are very busy. And then Christmas, we're not over at our house. So just because she doesn't have as many visitors anymore, because we've all grown and kind of do our thing now, she doesn't feel the need. But in my heart, I'm like, you have to. I mean, she's like getting older, so it gets harder to have a spinning tree in the house. It gets harder for her to put up the whole thing. And it's not even that. It's to bring the containers all the way down from the garage.
Right.
Undo everything, figure out what the theme is going to be. Like I'm talking theme, like color theme. If you want turquoise, this color, this part of the house is turquoise. And then the other part of the house is peach. And then, so when you ask my husband, what color do you want your Christmas tree? Every fucking year he says, I want red. That's all I want is I want red. So he does not let me deviate from the color ornament, red color ornaments and the thing.
Okay, so with your ornaments on your tree, are they all like balls or snowflakes, or are they all like uniform, or are they different?
They're mainly like your typical ornament, like balls.
Okay.
The balls, maybe some what's it called? Like tiered shape, like pear-shaped ones. You know how some children will like, now that maybe I have kids, I'll have a second tree where they can shove all their stuff in one, but they're still little. But the houses you go to and then they have Christmas trees where they like the children have put stuff. No, that's not my thing. Like, no, we're not doing that. We need a pretty tree. And, this is what I was going to say. Growing up, our trees were all fake. So when Garn and I got together and we got married, we said, you know what? But by the way, Garn is my husband. My husband and I, we said, we're going to do real trees. And there's nothing better than going to a lot, picking your tree, what height you want, how round you want, how fat you want it. Like the first year we got a tree, it was like a 9-foot tree, the fattest, fullest, badass smelling Christmas tree. That's what I wanted.
How do you make that red?
The ornaments.
Oh, okay. So see, I have the traditional, it's a green tree. And I always do. So this is a funny story about me. The saddest part for me after the holidays is seeing everybody's trees in the trash cans on the street. Like, it makes me so sad. I'm like, oh, all those poor trees they cut down and now they're like in the tree. It drives me. So I told my husband, I said,
God.
we cannot have a real tree. I said, because I don't like people necessarily. For the longest time, my husband was like, oh, all of a sudden you want flowers now? Because I'm like, I get so sad when flowers die. So we have to have.
Oh my God, help me. What is happening?
So we have an artificial tree and we fight every year because I want it to have white lights and he wants it to have the multicolored lights. So we literally have a tree that you push the button and it goes all white, and then you push the button and it goes multicolored. But we have, which is the sweetest thing,
That's the funniest
we
thing.
as kids used to, when I was a kid, we got ornaments every single year. We would get an ornament that went with either
cute.
like whatever, like I have an ornament of a dancer and I have an ornament of like a group exercise instructor from when I started doing group exercise classes. And so he got the brass ornaments. So like the little brass ones that are engraved. And so now we have a tree that has all the ornaments that I've gotten from like all the years of growing up. So when I moved out of the house, my mom gave them to me.
Cool, like
So
that's
that's
cool.
different.
When
So
you're older and you have a collection of that,
Yeah.
but not when you're first starting and you have one measly little
Yeah, that's
ornament, and you're like, what? Where am I going to put this?
Yeah. But so now we have like this small tree that has all of his little brass ornaments. And
Yeah,
it's really
that's
cool because my
cute.
mom sends us ornaments. But
That's
she was
sweet.
asking me last year, she's like, she skipped a year because she's like, she didn't think anybody liked him. And then that was the first thing my kids said. They're like, where's our ornaments from
Aw,
grandma?
that's
I was
so
like,
sweet.
I said, they actually asked about those. So,
Aw,
okay,
I
so
love
that's really
that.
funny about the trees.
My mom in her village, so the other day, so she's like, what am I going to do when I die? I'm like, with all the ornament or the village, like what's happening? She goes, do you want them? I'm like, oh God, Mom, maybe I'll take 3, but I don't need containers worth. So anyone listening, you want them.
Hey, I want them.
Okay.
You could say, hey, Mom, I,
mean,
know
they're
you don't
yours.
know this lady, but the lady I was talking about all of your Christmas village on,
Yeah.
when you die, she's taking it.
She's like, where can I sell them? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe Facebook.
Probably Facebook.
Someone will take it. Oh man. But yeah, so home goods, if anyone knows me, knows that I love home goods. There's never a time I go into a home goods looking for one item and I don't walk away with like 30 items. And then my husband looks at the bill, is like, what are you doing? And I'm like, yeah, I needed more ornaments, So I think it was not too long ago, way before even Halloween started, or was about to start. They had Halloween stuff out. I'm like, dude, we're in summer.
Yeah.
I'm refusing to step foot into home goods, but have you been recently? Because I want to know, is holiday out yet?
Oh, yes.
Oh, God.
Because home goods is associated with TJ Maxx, right? They're like, yes,
Yeah.
it's out.
And you need to be on that
When
because
you
they'll
walk
snatch it.
into Costco right now, there's like Christmas trees, all the ribbons are out, all the toys are out.
When is a good time to start buying? Because people are savages. They
For
will
the holiday
go.
stuff,
Yeah.
I would buy it. Like if it's there and you know you need it, I'd get it now.
So the other day, I went to drop off my daughter at her little preschool. Right across the street is a Dollar Tree. And I had volunteered. I'm like, oh, for this Halloween parade thing, what am I going to do? So they said, oh, we need like Rice Krispie treats and not Corry approved, Rice Krispie treats and like table linens. I'm like, okay, I'll go grab that. So there's a Dollar Tree right across the street. I haven't been into a Dollar Tree in God knows how long, but let me tell you, I had so much fun. I walked in there, like spent like $80, okay? But I thought, what a great idea to get all this stuff for like $2, $5 at most for the stocking stuffers. It's fantastic. Like, I bought like a doctor's kit, like a cooking, baking kit. I'm like, she'll love that stuff.
Well, when we lived in Japan,
You lived in Japan?
I lived in Japan for 3 years.
Of course you did.
They have the best dollar stores. They're called the 100 yen store because 100 yen was equivalent to like the dollar.
Okay.
They had some of the best stuff. Like I got some of the best dishes. Like it's like this little square plate and it's little like soup bowl and all the little, I guess you put soy sauce in it because if I say anything else, people will be like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Got so many of them.
Really?
It was so great. I loved and the Daiso stores and some of them have some of the stuff. It's kind of similar, but it was the best and it was the best quality
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, it was super good quality
I mean,
stuff.
let me tell you, no thing on Dollar Tree. I mean, the stuff that I bought the kids for Christmas, they obviously opened already. So that just kind of went out the door. And like, it's all in shambles. Like some of it broke. The clear, like little plastic thing on the the doctor carrier thing, you know, when you stuff all your whatever stethoscope and the thing, it's all broke. Everything is broken. So it's like a 30-minute playtime for the children. That's it, because that's not going to last you.
But at least it was $2.
It's $2 is not a big deal. Because, you know, I have so much money to throw around. That's what I do for a living. Here you go.
Well, it's funny because I was thinking about it when I lived in Japan. That's what everybody got, you know, for Christmas presents. Dishes from the 100 yen store.
And now I want to know what this is.
Okay. So when we started talking about, let's talk about the holiday, the thing that always plays in my mind is that everybody says, and it was so apparent. I remember last year sitting in my car and somebody was like saying, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
Is it?
And I was like sitting in the Costco parking lot going in, and like the person stole the parking spot right in front of me. And I'm like, I've literally been sitting here this entire time for this car waiting, and
with
then
your
they got
indicator
mad
on.
at me.
Yeah, hello.
I mean, it's just insane. So I had this one instance with my daughter, and we went, and I'm like sitting there going, okay, greatest time of year, whatever. So I'm sitting here. Okay, so if you're not watching this, you're not going to understand this. But so we're sitting at this big Walmart, right? And so I'm sitting here, I'm getting ready to turn left to go into this parking spot. I didn't realize there was a car sitting over here to the right? So anyways, this car pulls out. And so this car had just been sitting there, didn't move or anything. So I pull around and park in this spot, right? I'm not kidding you. The guy pulls up his car behind my car, blocks it in, walks over, and he's like, get the fuck out of my spot. Get the fuck out of my spot. I was waiting. I was like, dude, okay, wait, I'll move. Like, it's fine. In the process of him doing this, the car right next to me pulls out. And then he pulls into there, but he's like still screaming at me. And I'm like sitting there going, most wonderful time of the year, most wonderful. Why do people lose it? Like, what is it? Is it like, I have this mindset now.
I don't think they lose it during the holidays. If you're going to you're just an asshole. You're just an asshole by nature. That's what you are.
I mean, I just try and remind myself that I heard something a long time ago is when people act like that, like, it's not intentional. Like, assume the best intent. Like, you know, maybe somebody's had like a really crappy day or whatever.
I don't know. I mean, there's only so much you could do. Listen, I've had a shitty day. Many of those are shitty. Okay. Like, you just did whatever. I don't lash out on people like that. Like, are you kidding me? Especially nowadays, everyone has a freaking phone. All they're going to do is pop that phone open. Literally yesterday, this is not a holiday thing, but yesterday, my girlfriends and I, you know how like you share stories on Instagram? Instagram. Yep. Instagram. So we're sharing stories and all that. Sure enough, this one woman is raging at this one guy. And she said something very inappropriate that I'm not even going to say because I refuse to say it. She said something so inappropriate to this guy. Literally, and I love the comments because that's where the funny jokes start. Yeah. Everyone pulled up this woman's information, what she did for a living, who she's married to, where they live. Her information was blasted all over the internet. I was like, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm not raging at no one. I'll cuss them out in my head and I'll keep it moving. But can you imagine, Corey, your information, who you're married to, what you do for a living, all on the internet?
Yeah, it's crazy.
People are fucking nuts.
Yes.
Over a parking spot. Jesus, relax. Take a Xanax. It's fine. We're all good. Smoke some weed. We're all good. You'll be fine.
Never tried it.
Well, no comment.
That was one of the best things that my mother ever did for me.
What?
When I was a kid, she told me that she suffered from anxiety. And so she said, do not smoke pot. Because she said when she smoked pot, it made her super, super anxious. She's like, the anxiety was so through the roof. She's like, I never tried it again. I said, if you would have explained childhood to me with some other things, I said, you know, because of that story, I have never tried it because my anxiety has always been there. I've always been anxious. I was like, I'm not doing that. And I was like, in high school, I was like, are you kidding me? I don't want to be anxious in high school any more than I already am. I was like,
you're like, thanks for the advice.
So that's actually the same thing. I have my daughter, like, is an anxious kid too. And I said, let me explain this to you.
Oh,
and
that's a great way
I couldn't
of
give her
saying
firsthand, but I said, I just want you to know. And so you think you're anxious now, like, this is the story, you know, and this is like, I was like, this is genetic, right? Because it's your grandma, so it must be the same for you.
That's I'm going to use that tactic when I'm faced with that situation one day.
Well, and then, she's got a military dad, so he never tried any of it.
Forget about it. Forget about it.
It's like,
oh my God, growing up, if my dad looked at us a certain way, he didn't even have to say anything. He would look at us a certain way. We would tuck our tails in and be like, okay, we're going to shut up.
It's different. It's different how things
very
have changed
different
with
now.
kids.
If I look at my daughter right now a certain way, she'll still test me.
And she's
2.
God help you as she gets older.
Oh, yeah.
So for holidays, are you one that has like big celebration? Do you stay home? What's your like ideal, well, do you celebrate Christmas?
I do.
Okay, so what's your ideal Christmas? Like, what would it be?
Mine is the more the merrier. I am not a quiet dinner with family. No, we need a full-blown Christmas party. You have like drunk grandfather, mom who's looking at her spinning tree, sisters who are too blunt and too honest about how I've lost my ass after taking GLP-1s. I mean, that's what my jam is. The bigger, the better. The drama, the food, everyone brings something to the table. There's like 1,000 plates out, a lot of wine going around. I'm Armenian. We got to do it. Like, come on. Like, we don't do anything quietly.
Yeah.
What about you?
So we, a long time ago, because it was always the different families wanted, like, who are you spending Christmas with? Who you're spending Christmas with? And so we started a tradition where it was, we're just going to stay home for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So we will go for Thanksgiving. We traditionally will go north because my husband's family is all up there and we'll do that. And it's usually like because his grandmother is still living. She just turned 100.
No.
So he's got great genes. So
nice.
She just turned 100 and then his other grandmother lived to be like 95. So he's got great genes on that side. But so we'll usually go up there.
Yeah.
And, we'll have like a Thanksgiving and then we'll go do it like with the extended family. And so that tends to be our Thanksgiving. But I don't remember what it was. It was just, what if we just stay home Christmas Eve and wake up Christmas morning? And so we'll do stuff Christmas night, but it's just really calm and quiet. And it's the coolest thing.
Yeah.
And I remember when my kids it's interesting how things changes because you're getting into that season where your kids are going to be like, Mom, Dad, come on, wake up. Let's open presents and let's go. Right. And so it's really weird now that I'm at the point where my husband and I'll get up and we're like, so are we going to, like, I remember last Christmas, are we going to wake the girls up or are we just going to keep letting them sleep? You know, we got up and we're like having coffee and breakfast by ourselves and we're like, maybe we should wake them up.
So my husband and I, we actually started this tradition. We've been doing it for 5 years straight. So we do Christmas Eve big, right? But Christmas Day, this is even before kids, we wake up and we have already gotten the dough from Jersey Mike's. We'll bring it home and we make this pizza. Like they're boat-shaped pizzas. Maybe we'll make 6 of them and there's only 2 of us. And you basically stuff that pizza or the dough with all types of different cheeses, like feta cheese, mozzarella cheese, like whatever. And then all the toppings that you want. And you crack an egg on it and you bake it. So it becomes like this breakfast pizza in a shape of a boat. And it's like this Armenian thing. I didn't even know about it until like a few years back. But let me tell you, I think there's usually football on too, if I'm not mistaken. Is that during Thanksgiving? Maybe Thanksgiving. Well, there's some sort of thing. Oh, no, it's the Christmas parade. Sorry. We watched a Christmas parade with the breakfast boat things and all we do is veg out. That's the only thing that we do, him and I, where there's no other, like no one else, no interruptions, nothing. It's just us. So you should start a little tradition with your hubby.
We've started doing, we also will make homemade caramel rolls. So that was like a tradition. My mom made them and stuff. And so everybody's like, when we make them. But my hardest thing now is, do you know how hard it is to make homemade caramel rolls with gluten-free flour?
Oh, God.
And this is because my daughter is allergic to gluten. So so that has been, and when I find it, it'll go in things like cookbook website, whatever. But it's trying to find, and there was this lady, she's like, if you always tried caramel rolls and you want to make these, and it was this like Instagram video, and I was like, oh my gosh, and she's like, this is how you do it. And I'm watching what she did, and I was like, that's, no, that's way too unhealthy. Or like, I'm watching people say like, there's this one person and she was talking about all these holiday things, and she's talking about her holiday stuff. She is the prime example of, I look at her and I'm like, okay, this is great. She's lost 200 pounds. And she talks about she's done it all with GLPs. What she eats, though, is a fucking shit show.
Oh, God.
It is nothing. Like, but chemicals.
Oh,
like
no.
she'll put stuff together and she's like, she makes this coffee and she puts the stuff in and I'm like looking at it. I'm like, you put a sugar-free syrup and then you put another sugar-free syrup and then you put this sugar-free drizzle on the top and then you put this sugar-free Cool Whip on the top. I'm like,
Just because it's sugar-free?
yeah, because it's on this weight loss journey. I'm like, you just put a whole bunch of chemicals into everything. And I was like,
Oh, God.
I'm like, good for you that you've lost all this weight. But
Might as well just have the real thing and just be done with it.
But I'm like, you're literally like preserving your insides by like doing all this.
That's sad.
So,
What's next?
okay. So I don't know.
How stress impacts your weight, your sleep.
I always try and tell women that I know to give yourself grace over the holidays.
Yeah.
One of the tips that I give people, so this will be good things with the vacation and holidays. People are always asking, like, they're going to go somewhere or whatever. How do you do this? And I tell them whether they're going to a hotel or they're going to go stay with family. Like, we diet, we do GLP-1s, we do all this stuff all year long, right? But we should enjoy like the holidays and the family time. And so I tell people, when you're going to do this, let's say you're going away for a week for a Christmas holiday or whatever, if you're eating like 3 meals a day, keep 2 of those meals on par. Eat them exactly like you normally eat. So if you normally have like egg whites and some fruit and some veggies scrambled in your egg whites or whatever, have that still for breakfast. If you have like a big salad for lunch, still have that. But then enjoy one meal that gets to be like, I'm not going to look at everything
meal.
of it, you know? And I say, make it not necessarily, and I call it like a restore or, you know, a reset meal or something like that, or just a treat. You know, it doesn't have to. So people get so caught up with cheat. So I tell people like, okay, so if it's going to cause you like issues in your head, don't call it a cheat meal. But I tell them pick one meal because then they're visiting family and they're going to do this great holiday breakfast or whatever. Enjoy the freaking thing.
Yeah.
But if you keep the rest of it, what happens is people are like, you know, we talked about in that first holiday one that we talked about, like the average American gains 5 to 10 pounds. It's because you say, oh, well, it's the holidays. I already
I'm going to
screwed
start
up.
in January.
Or what I hear 9 times out of 10, well, I already screwed up the day, so I might as well just blow off the rest of the day.
Right.
I'm like, so we're going to go
Where's your
from
accountability, right? You're just you're throwing that out the window too.
well, and I'm like, okay, so we're going to go from 2,000 calories to now what, 6,500?
Yeah.
You know?
So when you're on the GLPs during the holidays, there's only so much you're going to want to eat anyway.
Yeah.
Like your body's just not going to want to eat 2 slices of pie. It's not going to happen, honey. It's not. Like you'll get through, maybe you'll fill because your eyes are hungrier than your body, right? Like your actual like thing. So you're going to fill your plate with your turkey, your mashed potatoes, gravy, collard green, whatever you're doing, right? You'll probably get through a fraction of that. But the smell and the everything is still in front of you. But then once you start eating, you're like, okay, I'm good. And then psychologically, you're thinking to yourself, watch it, Nar, for example, watch it, Nar. Don't overdo it because you, 1, don't want to feel like crap afterwards. And 2, like tomorrow morning, you're having a full-blown breakfast with the family. So it goes back to the balancing thing. But honestly, if you are on the GLP-1, you're not going to want to eat it. This last weekend, we were celebrating my nieces and nephews. It was their, I was telling you, my sister has a set of triplets.
Yeah.
So it was their 18th birthday. So as a family, we all went to like a teppanyaki grill. And I know half the table didn't eat because they couldn't eat. It was all in front of them, the vegetables, the steak, the filet, whatever, the shrimp, but they couldn't get through it. So yeah, it's actually maybe a good thing if you're on the GLP-1s during the holidays because it really does control your appetite.
So I'm going to make a really inappropriate joke.
What?
So people talk about how expensive GLP-1s are. Well, just look at it this way. You'll have lots of leftovers, and so your food bill will go down,
There
right?
you go. There you go.
Because I'm
goes
sitting
hand in
there,
hand.
I'm sitting there thinking about this going, God, you guys must have had lots of leftovers.
We had like 6 containers worth of stuff to go.
Yeah, so it's going to cut down on your overall food bill.
Yeah,
so
we're like, we don't need that.
You could just like...
So my sister, who's on GLP-1, and she has quite a bit of weight that she needs to lose, and she's been heavy all her life. So now that the holidays are coming around, she's a little bit nervous about that she's going to gain even more weight, right? Because there's something, and she works in an industry where food is all around her all the time. So she's like picking at this, picking at that, picking at that. So yesterday we were talking and she's like, Nora, I think I'm going through menopause or perimenopause. And I said, why? She goes, well, I feel very shaky. I wake up with migraines. I'm fatigued, low energy. I'm sweating, you know. I'm like, I don't think that's perimenopause. I think you're just not eating. So your blood sugar is dropping. So you're in a hypoglycemic state. Your body is telling you, feed me, please. Yeah. And she goes, oh shit, you're right. I'm like, yeah. So please go eat something. Yeah. And then I was telling him, like, well, what did you eat for breakfast? What did you have for lunch? She goes, well, I don't know. I don't really know what I ate. And like, it's that thing. So food diary is actually a really good thing to have too.
Yeah, I did a reel recently and I said, can we address the elephant in the room when it comes to GLP-1s? And the biggest thing I said is it's your nutrition.
Yeah.
It is not an escape to eat like crap. I can't tell you how many people that I talk to and they're like, yeah, it's wonderful. It's great because I'm on the GLP-1 and I'm losing all this weight. And I'm like, but you're still eating like crap.
Yeah. So what happens when you don't, when you come off of it?
So that's great. So you're going to lose all this weight. But I said, and they talk about the food noise is great. I'm like, there isn't a better time in your life then to adjust your nutrition. It's funny because I'll work with clients for 3 weeks and they, I make them eat more vegetables. That's like the whole thing. Your taste buds change over every 2 weeks. Again, here's more of my nerdy science, but your taste buds change over every 2 weeks. So by the time, if you've been eating more vegetables for 3 weeks, the vegetables actually start to taste better by the end of the 3 weeks.
You crave it.
So that is the thing that I like when I hear people, and I have so many clients that they reach out and they're like, I have the GLP-1s, they're in my refrigerator, but I want to try everything natural before I do it. I was like, okay. Mm-hmm. I said, well, are we really going to commit to like the nutrition aspect of it? Or the people that reach out to me and they're like, I've been on the GLP-1 and I'm like nauseous and sick and whatever. And we start diving into their nutrition and what they're eating. And I'm like, well, that's why you feel like crap because you're not eating any of the right stuff to make this work. And I'm if I've learned nothing more, it's from talking to people. They're like you hear everybody talk about the weight loss, but the number one thing that I hear people say is it cuts the food noise. Like that's how people keep saying, that's how people justify it to me as to why they go on it. I'm like, I'm not judging you. If you want to go on a GLP-1, that's fine. Just I would like you to use it for its best and use it for what it's intended to do and let's get healthy. Because if it cuts down the food noise, well, great. Then I can get you to stop shoving the fucking chocolate in your mouth.
Right.
Or going in and,
she told me, she's like, Nar, I would have 3 spoonfuls of Nutella every night before I go to bed. And there's no judgment. I have cravings too, and I want to eat those types of things. But when I don't know whether it's stress or you're tired, you just want to put something in your mouth and just cut the noise, just go to sleep. You know what I did last night? So bad. It's 11 o'clock. I miscalculated my lunch time, so I had a very early lunch. 11 o'clock at night, I had In-N-Out. Oh yeah, baby.
Where'd you get it In-N-Out?
I got a simple cheeseburger. Simple. Just cheeseburger. Not a double, not a 3x3, not even a 4x4. You can do that. 4 patties, 4 cheeses. So freaking good. So oily. Just like the juice is just, that remember back in the day, the Carl's Jr. Commercial of the girl chowing down on that burger and there's like sauce. I'm a very saucy girl. So I love sauce. And look, I'm salivating as we speak. So bad. But I kept it very simple. Cheeseburger from In-N-Out, cold French fries. It was fantastic.
And I gave myself the worst night of sleep that I've had in weeks and the most massive hot flash last night because I went to a charity event and it was wonderful and I did great and I ate the steak and the mashed potatoes and I had the green beans. But when they put that piece of chocolate cake, so if I'm going to have cake or if I'm going to have chocolate or anything like that, I always have it right after my meal because obviously it balances the blood sugar. If you've just eaten, a steak and mashed potatoes and green beans, whatever. However, I did not pull what I did several weeks ago at an event where I had the cookie and I had tried the glass of vodka because the vodka sponsor. I was like, I'm not doing any of that last night. So I just had the piece of cake and I was like, and it was so funny because people are looking at me. They're like, you're going to eat the cake. I said, I'm going to eat the cake. And I know I'm going to have a hot flash. And I know I'm going to sleep and not
What's with the cake in you? Tell me, what's happening when you eat cake?
It's sugar. So for perimenopause and menopause. So I've pretty much, people ask me this. My clients ask me all the time. They go, do you really fucking eat less than 20 grams of sugar every day? And I said, I do. I really do. Like I keep my sugar really, really low because if I have sugar, I have hot flashes. If I have sugar, I'm a raving bitch to my family. Like, no kidding. Like, when I was in perimenopause, if they like said, you are not allowed to have dessert, you're not allowed to have ice cream, you can't have any of it, because I would have it the night before, and the next day I would just be flat out bitch to everybody. I was so just cruel.
So if you're
and
having
when I
road
realized
rage,
it, yes. And my
cut
kids
your
will tell you,
sugar.
I used to so be a road rage. They would joke that I need the button in my car that's like the blow up button. And when we first moved here, I drove a gigantic H2. So it was not good.
Oh, yeah.
But so I knew. But I'm telling you, those bites, and I didn't eat the whole piece of cake. It was like a piece of cake like this, but it was the like double dark chocolate, the one that's got the chocolate chips on the
Yeah.
side. I mean, it was heaven. But I knew full well going into that. But that's one of those things, like I knew I was doing that, you know? Like, just, I guess, if like you're on the GLP-1s or whatever and you decide you're going to way overeat. But I knew that last night. And
yeah.
sure enough, when I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm looking at I was like, God, I shouldn't have done this. I really shouldn't have done this. But I was like, that's okay. That piece of chocolate the cake was
So worth
but
it.
the cool thing is what I tell people about, like, with your nutrition and your fitness, when you figure this stuff out, this is why I'm so adamant when I work with clients, because they're like, I can't give this up and I can't do this. And they're like, how do you do it? And I said, I didn't used to be this way. I used to have when I was in my, late 30s, early 40s, I had horrible issues with sugar. I was so addicted to it. And I was so addicted to diet soda and everything. But once I did like this whole detox and figured out my hormones, knowing how like visceral these reactions were, now it's not about willpower. It's like, I get to choose. Do I want to feel that way?
Yeah.
Do I want to be a psycho bitch? Or it's either one or two. I either am a psycho bitch or I am super, super, super anxious and I second guess everything. And I'm like, I don't want to do that to myself.
Yeah.
So
it's
that's
a
why.
feeling that,
I have dark chocolate every single day, but it's really good, high quality dark chocolate. But when I'm going to have something like a piece of cake that's got gluten and tons of sugar and
all the nasty stuff,
all that stuff, I get to make
You're
that
like, I'm
conscious
good.
decision. So like over the holidays, I will make those conscious decisions. Like when my mom comes and she's bringing her caramel rolls that are made with all the gluten, all the butter, all the sugar, I'll have one.
Yeah.
I will probably pay for it miserably, but I'll have it for breakfast so that I won't. It's because of the fact that I had a piece of chocolate cake last night at 9 o'clock at night.
After having kids and being conscious of what I put in their bodies, I'm more skeptical of what I put in my body. So when my mom comes over, she's like, look at this thing I got from Costco, this ginormous pie that has 70 ingredients in there of like monosaccharides, like whatever. Ugh. I'm like, I'm good. I don't want to eat that. I'll eat a broccoli.
Well, it's good because I have parents that will reach out to me and they'll say, I cannot get my kids to eat vegetables. I can't get my kids to eat vegetables. And I'll look at mom and dad. I go, well, do you eat vegetables? And they'll go, no. And I said, well, then why in the world are they going to eat vegetables?
I didn't start eating vegetables until I had babies. That's how bad I was. I did not eat any type of vegetable, especially broccoli. Now I just chow down on broccoli because I season them so well for her. I'm like, oh, that looks bomb. I'm about to have some too.
I've got kids that will just go in, they get home and they just eat cucumbers and carrots. And I'm still the one I want like ranch dressing or hummus or something on it. And they're just like chowing down on raw vegetables. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I would just say to all of our listeners, share your best holiday story with us. I want to hear your best. What is your best what the fuck moment over the holidays? I want to hear it.
The drama is real.
Yeah.
I love a good
We got to do our holiday rapid fire.
Okay.
These ones are good.
Let's go.
So eggnog or hot cocoa?
Hot cocoa.
Okay. I love eggnog. I really do. But only in espresso.
Ooh, I haven't had one in years. When we used to live in Vienna, Austria, eggnog was a thing.
Oh, but I bet it was
delicious.
It was good. It wasn't
So
like
good.
the eggnog that's here.
Yeah.
Starbucks used to have an eggnog latte. It was my favorite thing. I would have to get them to really like, you got to like half and half the eggnog, but it was my favorite thing. And
Really?
I've tried all the alternatives. I just can't do it. And so my husband will give me such a hard time over the holidays. He's like, why do we have this giant thing of eggnog? And like, you had one coffee with it. I'm like, because it's so worth it. It's so worth it. Wrapping gifts or gift bags?
Okay. Wrapping gifts. I suck, but I love wrapping gifts and unwrapping them.
Yeah, I will do either or. It doesn't really matter.
There's something personal about it.
Yeah.
I have a girlfriend who sells books and will recommend based on your personality or what your vibe is, different types of books that you should be reading. She does the best job wrapping books. And
That's
like,
awesome.
I don't read books. I don't have the time. So all your book readers, just to like even undo her book is like worth reading.
That's awesome. I have an aunt that just does the most amazing.
I think it's called Perfect
presents.
Match Books on Instagram or something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's freaking great.
Yeah, my aunt always wraps them, and she's got beautiful bows and decorations. And so, you know, I'm always like, when she does it, I'm like, I'm keeping all that, and I'm going to put it in my, because then she'll get like, she'll see all the rewrapped gifts. But she's got, I mean, she'll take like a brown paper bag and add like things from the yard or whatever, and it's like gorgeous.
Yeah.
She made this whole like holiday bouquet, literally grabbing stuff from my yard.
That's so pretty.
And I'm like, wow, I
Low
want that
key, I've
talent.
always wanted to have a house and one room dedicated to like arts and crafts. Like you go into that room to wrap your gifts, gift bag, whatever. It's arts and crafts room.
My neighbor across the street has exactly that room.
I should visit her.
Yes. Okay, so holiday movie or game night?
Movie. I'm a big movie girl. I love
am too.
movies.
And then if you have a Santa's hat, is it going to say naughty or nice on it?
I think you kind of know the answer.
It's going to say naughty, just like mine.
I'm going to say nice. I'm going to say nice.
No, it's going to say naughty.
I know.
It's so
it
going to say
is.
naughty.
Who are we kidding? Who are we kidding?
It's going to say naughty. Okay, that one wraps it up.
All righty. Thanks.
Bye, guys.
You filthy animals.